Hello and welcome. This is Super Evolution. We see Ming He in an ambulance with two others from the train. They tell Ming He that it's all thanks to him that the monster was defeated, because if it wasn't, they would have all been in danger. They didn't think he was going to be that strong for just a Starlight rank superhuman, and one of them calls him a promising young man. Ming He tells them that he just drove the monster away, and the person who did the most protecting everyone is Tan. If it wasn't for her, the monster would have entered the train and that would have made the outcome a lot more serious. He says that even though she isn't a superhuman, she outdid them all. The other people agree and call her their hero. We then see Ming He off the ambulance and he thinks that he has an enduring bond with the hospital. He then gets a call from an unknown number. He says hello while the other person asked if it was Ming He. He said yes and then asked who were they. The person asked him if he couldn't tell from their voice. Ming He then figures it out and says that it's Luo Qian. She tells him that he is right. He asks how she got his number and then she tells him that Lin told her and also said that he was coming to Nandu, which was today. She asked him why she couldn't reach him earlier, so Ming He told her that something happened when he was on his way there. She asked if he encountered the mist, which Ming He questions how she knew about it, and tells her that they traveled along the boundaries of the mist. A guy that was eyeballing Luo ended up running into the wall. She asked Ming He where he was and tells him that she will come and find him. Ming He asked her if they were going to meet up and then tells her that he will be going to the Superhuman Institute so they can meet up outside. She says that it works for her, so they'll see each other over there. Ming He gets into an Uber and thinks about Luo and all the times they spent together and also the time he gave her flowers and confessed his love for her. He knows that it's been over a year, but Luo still hasn't replied to him yet, so it's most likely a no. By the way, she actually did respond to him, but Shui at the hospital at the time ended up ripping it up because I think he was jealous, and yeah, that's also why he didn't know. We switched to an area outside and Luo was talking to another girl. The girl was shocked because Luo told her that Ming He woke up and is now at Nandu. She tells the girl that she had a letter that she left for him and he most likely saw it. She agreed that she will date him if he woke up, but the girl thinks that she only left that letter to pity him, and if that was the case, she should have just told him. The girl tells her that lots of boys are lining up to date her, but Ming He is just a normal person and asked how could he compare to an elite person at Nandu. Luo tells her that it's not like that and back then she really did like him, and the girl tells her that back then she was a naive high schooler. Now Luo is a goddess at the school with smarts and looks, so there's no need for her to become his girlfriend because of some promise. I'm gonna be for real, this girl's starting to piss me off. Like, she doesn't even know Ming He, but she's talking all this shit. It's like, what's going on? Luo tells the girl that Ming He is pretty nice, and he even came to find her after he woke up, so she is going to face him and try dating him, but if they aren't compatible, she will tell him up front. The girl says that they won't be compatible and says that she will break many hearts with her so-called dumb decisions. The girl tells her that out of all the elites at Nandu, she could have chose one, but she chooses someone who couldn't even get into the Superhuman Institute. Luo tells her not to say something like that and also says that for better or worse, she agreed, so that's that. So Luo will spend time with him, and if they don't got anything to talk about, she will tell him. The girl tells Luo to not let him take advantage of her and it's only a trial, so she tells her not to get involved. Luo gets up and tells her that Ming He is almost there, so she has to go, but tells the girl that she should get to know him. The girl says that she's only interested in men with talent and that are extremely good looking, and normal guys are no different from toads in her eyes. We switch over to Nandu's Superhuman Institute and we see Ming He along with other students that are just passing by. Ming He thinks to himself that the Superhuman Institute is cooler than he thought and this year he must get in. He thinks that it must feel good to attend a school like that. A couple of girls see Ming He and says that he looks dirty because of his clothes and he must be a country pumpkin that is touring their school. The girls then see Luo Qian and start to hype her up since she looks pretty. They say that it's expected since she's the school goddess, and even rejected a person who bought her a lot of flowers as he confessed. They also think that she's playing hard to get and might be trying to get a person called He Bin since he is quite handsome. Luo then calls out to Ming He, and the other girls look with shock from what they just saw. Ming He says that it's been a while since they last seen each other and almost didn't recognize her. She says that it's the same for him since he also changed a lot. Ming He asked her if he got more handsome, but she says he got more charismatic. He thinks to himself if all the girls compliment like this now. Luo tells him that they should go grab some coffee and it will be her treat. Ming He agrees, and the two girls that were shocked before now think that it might be a coffee date or they're just friends. Ming He thinks to himself if he should bring something up, but then decides not to since it's been over a year. Which I'm just gonna take this in my own interpretation, but he might be thinking about the whole letter and if she actually wants to date him or not, but I don't know. He also thinks to himself that she's just treating him to some coffee so he wouldn't be upset, and apparently he got a friend zone letter. Luo starts to think to herself if people who date hold hands and asks if he should take initiative for it. She then thinks that Ming He might kiss her, but she is nervous since there are so many people around. They both start to blush, but Ming He thinks that even if they aren't dating, they could still be good friends. It's like they return back to high school. They then get to the coffee shop and we see Ming He being a gentleman by pulling out the seat for Luo. Ming He tells Luo that it seems like everyone knows her and he heard from Lin that she is famous at the Superhuman Institute. She says that people only remember since she was commended a couple times and then asked if he came to Nandu to find her. He replies with a no and says that he actually came there to take the special enrollment exam even though he failed before. She says that it seems difficult. He says that he wants to give it a try and also he wants to visit the largest city in the south. Luo then asks where Ming He was living at. She thinks to herself that living together might be a little too fast even though her place is quite large and it's her first time dating someone so she doesn't know what to do. Ming He tells her that he hasn't found a place but he is planning on renting a place nearby. He also heard that the special enrollment process is going to be slow and complicated. Ming He then noticed Luo's face getting red, but she said it was nothing. She then said that she could ask around about the special enrollment, and if he does get accepted, they'll be classmates again. She said that would be easier for them to be together. Ming He thinks about what Luo just said, and she might have just meant that it'll be easier for them to study together since they did that a lot when they were in high school. He thinks Luo is pretty and smart and most likely has a lot of other guys, and she must already have a boyfriend by now, so he envies him. Luo asked if Ming He encountered anything along the border of the mist. Ming He tells her about the female Medusa-type monster with the tentacles, and she also was very aggressive and was very good at disguising herself. At a distance, it just looked like a girl with long hair. They talk about the mist some more and how it managed to escape, but then we see someone staring at Ming He and Luo through the glass. Ming He told Luo about his badge and says that he's been training his ability as a hunter after he woke up and he hopes he can get into the Superhuman Institute this year. He promised to attend together with Luo, but Ming He didn't get in, but this time it will be different and he will have no regrets. Luo thinks to herself that Ming He didn't come to find her, but actually came because he was still trying to keep their promise. Then the guy that was looking at them both through the window is there and grabs Ming He's badge while saying that his old classmate got funnier. He then asked if he knows what the lowest ranked student there is after a year and then says it's a Moonglow rank. His name is Fan Kai and he tells Ming He that he's just a Starlight rank and just a trainee at that. So he tells him not to take out the badge or people will laugh at him, and if he does pull it out, Fan will be embarrassed to call him a classmate. Fan questions Luo of why she didn't tell him that Ming He was coming and then said that it would have been better if he just organized a get-together for all their old classmates. Luo tells him that they are having a one-on-one chat. Ming He then tells him that they have things to talk about so he should leave and not bother them anymore. Fan looks at Ming He with anger and says to Ming He, "You..." Luo tells him to be quiet since she's getting a phone call and then tells the person on the phone to go ahead and talk. Fan slams Ming He's card on the table and walks away all angry and thinks about how Ming He looked down on him while also calling him a lowly, egotistical bastard. He thinks that Ming He chased her all the way to Nandu, and since Luo is a popular superhuman, Ming He can't be worthy of her. He thinks that he is the perfect man for her. Luo tells the person on the phone to come pick her up at the cafe and then tells Ming He that she has to go because it's an emergency. Ming He replies with a no problem and they could chat another time. Luo says that she will cheer him on at the exam, so she leaves, and then we see a person called Big Bro. He tells her that it's pretty urgent and he will need her electricity power, and he will explain the details in the car since they need to leave right now. Luo then agrees. Ming He sees Luo and Big Bro and thinks Big Bro is her boyfriend, and also says that he shouldn't bother her anymore. We switch over to the exam venue and some people are talking outside, calling this a backdoor method to get in since people couldn't get in the normal enrollments. We see Ming He looking at the building while another person comes up and asks if he was also there for the special admission exam. Ming He said yeah, and the other guy says that they should head in together. Peng Linghui asked Ming He if he was pretty down low, but Ming He questions on what he meant. By the way, I'm sorry if I butchered that last name, I'm really trying my best. Peng questions his clothes and asked if he spent 300 in total, but Ming He replies with a no. He then asked how much did his parents donate to the school, but Ming He was confused about it. He tells him to stop acting and tells him that this is a glorified backdoor method. Peng then tells Ming He that his parents donated 7 million to the school just for him to pass without actually doing anything, so all he needs to do is just go through the procedures. Ming He questions if that was a thing, but then Peng questions if he really didn't know and must be strong-willed. He also tells Ming He that no one can pass the special exam without donating. Ming He tells Peng that he heard about the special admission, so he just came there to take a gander. But Peng thinks Ming He is naive since they already have a lot of talented people and they don't need more. Peng tells him that the school gives people who are less financial more opportunities and even sets up scholarships. However, the public donations aren't even close enough to pay for those scholarships. Ming He says that this is just an open backdoor for the students that can just donate and pay for those scholarships. Peng then says Ming He isn't dumb, and also for someone like him to pay 7 million for the superhuman entrance qualification isn't a bad deal. Bro, that was the worst deal, especially if you don't even have a good superpower, like what's up? Ming He thinks he doesn't have any hopes of getting in, but Peng tells him that he could test the waters, but if he doesn't get in, he shouldn't be too upset, but next time he should try to donate at least 7 million and he will have a smooth ride. Then someone calls out to everyone and says that he is Yan Jin and he will be their special admission teacher. Yan then introduced both of the professors and they are Guzza and Shiza. By the way, I could have probably messed up both of their names, but I quite literally couldn't find a pronunciation of any of those names, like not a single one. So now they will start to take their roll call and then calls out everyone's name. Peng is the last name they called, but Ming He didn't get called. Peng noticed that and asked the teacher that he was missing a person, and his name was Ming He. Yan then looks and sees another page with Ming He's name on it, and then calls out his name. Ming He then says that he's here. The teacher moves on since he called out everyone's name and says that there are 5 parts to this exam, and 4 of them are physical and combat abilities. They are going to start off with the strength dummy. They call Ming He to be up first, and his talent is an explosive type power, so he will need at least 1500 kilograms or higher to pass, but if he doesn't hit that, he will need to leave right away. Peng tells Ming He that they are trying to make him quit. Ming He thinks to himself that this is just like the Hunters Association exam. He thinks to himself while getting ready to punch that last time he hit 1000 kilograms. So he throws his punch, which ends up making the dummy fly back. Everyone looks with terror and shock because of Ming He's strength. Even the teacher and professors look with shock towards Ming He's punch. Ming He ended up breaking the test dummy's limit and maxed it out. So the teacher tells Ming He that he passed the strength test, but then tells everyone else that they also passed since Ming He broke the dummy. Ming He looks with worry while his hand is smoking and asks the teacher if he could do that. We see everyone celebrating that they all passed and called it a instant pass ability. Shiza asked if they are considering accepting Ming He, but Yan said that they rejected countless students but also asked if they should accept them all. Guzza then agrees with Yan and then says if the students lack the brains, they will just end up dying during battle. She then agrees that if the officials didn't recommend him, he wouldn't even be there to be registered. Yan says to the others that they will increase the difficulty of the other tests and send him away. Which, I gotta be honest, I don't know if it's because of the whole donating thing that they're trying to get rid of him, but like, I don't know. Yan tells the students that the next round is a test of speed. In the venue they're in, there is plenty of space to run and to dodge. He introduces the general rank Crimson Cheetah and says that if it pounces on them during the set time, the person will be disqualified. Yan tells the two professors to go outside to start the timer. Yan tells the person with the cheetah to disqualify Ming He, then go easy on the other people. He tells everyone that the test is now starting, so everyone starts to run away. Peng questions what's going on since the cheetah is running after him. The guy with the cheetah sees someone that donated a lot of money and he thinks to himself that he wanted his cheetah to warm up a little bit. He then whistles at the cheetah, telling it not that one. The cheetah catches on and plays dumb and misses Peng while falling on the floor. We see Ming He and he thinks that the general rank cheetah doesn't even seem that strong and he should be able to pass without a problem. The guy whistles to the cheetah that it's okay to go after Ming He and gets ready to pounce. Ming He senses something and gets a chill from his back, but then he sees the cheetah trying to pounce on him. Ming He dodges while thinking that the cat was just sick a moment ago. The cheetah comes charging back at Ming He, but he starts to run while saying out loud that the cat's speed and braking is insane. He thinks that he should lead the cheetah to another student and then sees a person taking a selfie. He ran past the guy taking the selfie and so did the cheetah. Ming He thinks that there are many other examinees, but he is just getting chased and asked if he was really that tasty. Ming He then said fine and asked if he really wanted to do this. Then he said that he will show it his true speed. Ming He said that he didn't do all that physical training for nothing. So Ming He zoomed past the cheetah and the people that saw thought Ming He wasn't even human since he was way too fast. Both of the professors think that Ming He already surpasses a Moonglow rank superhuman, but speed didn't imply endurance and there is still 15 minutes left. 10 minutes later, we see the cheetah out of breath and Ming He asks if it was tired already since he was just getting started. Ming He then decides to chase after the cheetah and if he catches it, he will punch out all of its teeth. The cheetah gets worried and starts to run away from Ming He. Yan was shocked of what just happened. 15 minutes later, Ming He is asking the cheetah to play a little bit longer since he was just learning the second level of speeding. The beast's owner asks Ming He to spare the cheetah. Yan tells everyone that they all passed since the beast didn't pounce on anyone. Ming He then looks tired and says out loud that he knew this was gonna happen. The third round is going to be reaction time. Thank you all for watching and I hope you all enjoyed this video.